Keep forgetting to freaking do that. Keep forgetting to freaking do that. Good Tuesday evening to you, Junkie Nation. This is Kenshiro here, and I'm with my boys. I got the Big Kahuna on my right.
What's going on, Junkie Nation?
I got the great Dadakuji.
Hey everybody, how's everybody doing this morning?
And I got a third person for you guys today. I got Mr. Mike Bison.
What up, though? Junkies in the building.
Yeah, so we got a really, really good show for you guys today. Today we're gonna, chat a little bit about Street Fighter V. We're also gonna rap to you a little bit about Deadpool, and we're gonna do a fun little segment here. We didn't happen to have an episode of Game for you guys to watch today, so today we're gonna do an episode of Game live right here on the stream, and it should be pretty fun. We're gonna do a little bit different, but I'll tell you about that later. First things first, just want to make sure that you stay up to date with all of us here in Junkie Nation, and you can do that by following us on Twitter. You can follow us also on Facebook, and you also can subscribe to us right here on YouTube. And we're also broadcasting on Twitch today, so everybody over there at Twitch, welcome to the stream. We're glad to have you here as a part of the stream with us. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. First, we're going to talk a little bit about we're going to talk about Street Fighter. We're going to talk about Street Fighter. First things first, just want to make sure that you stay up to date with all of us here in Junkie Nation. And you can do that by hold on one second, guys. Whoever has the stream playing on the thing, you have to mute. You can't listen back. It's going to come through. Twitch, welcome to the stream. We're glad to have you here as a part of the stream with us. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. First, we're going to talk a little bit about. We're going to talk. Oh, that's me. Okay, I got it. Now, I know. How about that? How about that? It's me that's messing up. How about that? Anyway, so today, first we're going to talk about Street Fighter V. Now, I got Street Fighter V earlier today. Some people were playing it yesterday, and I managed to play a little bit this afternoon. I accidentally I put it up there on YouTube. Hopefully, you guys got to see it. If you didn't, we'll probably do a little bit more tomorrow. Dadakuji also has Street Fighter V, but true to form, he hasn't played it yet. And he has a fairly good reason for that, family time and all that other kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I think that Street Fighter V is actually, I think it's a good game. It's really light on single player content right now. I know they're going to add that story mode in the summer. But right now it's kind of really light on features. They of course want you to buy a season pass so you can unlock new characters, and you can also spend money on it. But a lot of that stuff is locked right now. There's going to be a free update in March that's going to unlock a lot of this stuff. But Dadakuji, you got the game. You've kind of been around it a little bit. Mike's got it on a stream in the background back there. So, but Dadakuji, why don't you tell us a little bit what you think about Street Fighter V so far?
I can only say, because I've only played the beta, and I had a bit. As you can see, I have my copy right here, filled in the cellophane because it came in the mail through Amazon today. Hey, Amazon, send us a I'll promote you as long as you pay me.
Oh, dude, you're cutting up really bad. I don't know what's going on with you over there.
So what you still think about it, Ken? I mean, what's your first thoughts on it, man? It seemed like you've been playing it the most online.
My first thoughts about it, it's really accessible to people that are just picking it up and for the first time and want to get into it. So if you're not really like a big time hardcore Street Fighter player, It's pretty easy for you to pick it up and get in. And I guess that's part of the reason why they did the whole Lupe Fiasco versus Daigo and Mahara last night. Man,
Okay.
who watched that? By the way, I was going over that when I was streaming the game this afternoon.
I actually watched that because I'm not big into video games, so I didn't even know who Daigo was. But after you guys told me in the stream, I went after we were done with the stream, and I went and watched it. It was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it might have been staged though, because
it was definitely staged.
That's what people are saying.
Definitely staged.
I read about that. Like, why are people saying it was staged? I haven't got a chance to watch it yet.
It was definitely staged. No question that it was staged. Because Daigo is such a beast. I mean, I showed Cisco the video of what Daigo did to Justin Wong last at Evo Moment 37.
Yeah, I mean, I watched some of his past videos, and the dude is just like, wow.
He's a monster, man. He's an absolute monster, and there's no way you're gonna get me to believe that Daigo didn't get paid off or purposely took it easy on Lupe Fiasco, because he could have destroyed him anytime he wanted to. Now maybe he fell victim to some complacency or whatever, but still, man, it's like that was a staged event to get casuals to pick up the game and play it like they really needed it anyway. I mean, it's Street Fighter. It's like 25 years old. Everybody knows it. Everybody plays it. So, I mean, really, it needed no introduction. It needed no casuals really to pick it up. Now, I will say,
you needed an introduction for the new players. You always got to think about the younger generation, man, that don't really know anything about stuff like Street Fighter. They always need to put like somebody like Lupe. That they can relate to it. He's playing it. Okay, what is the Street Fighter thing about?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can see it from that point, because, I mean, again, like I was about to say, I know some people complained about Street Fighter 4, saying that it was a little hard to get into. Like there was a tier between the noobs and the really more seasoned players. But you'll find that with any fighting game, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, because it's like, what we loved about Third Strike, everybody loves Third Strike, and for the very reason why we loved Third Strike was because of the parrying system. And if you really wanted to be, considered an elite player, you had to play it and master it. It's the same thing with Street Fighter 4. It's going to be the same thing with Street Fighter 5, although I think the learning curve has been lessened this time. It's not going to be nearly as tough to get into, if that makes sense. Anybody else got anything to say about Street Fighter 5? I know Waffles is in the chat, and Waffles, you got anything to say about it? Let us hear you.
Well, while he's trying to chime in, I'm thinking about coming out of retirement, man. Everybody is telling me
you got to do it. You should do it, man.
I'm coming out of retirement. I'm gonna play some goddamn video game.
Good. He always says that, and then life always seems to get.
I'm opening up this and I'm playing it tomorrow.
Okay. You know what you could do? You can play it now while we're doing the stream.
I wish I could, but my PS4 is in a separate room.
Oh, there's that. So
yeah.
All right. So well, we'll revisit Street Fighter at a later time. So
okay.
Let's move on to our next topic. And the next topic is going to be the Flash. What did everybody think about the Flash episode that came on tonight?
Absolutely great, except for the end, because it was predictable. I hate predictables.
Well, yeah, the end was pretty predictable. You're absolutely right. But I thought that the episode, as far as it goes, I thought it was pretty exciting.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot, even though it's kind of, it's asking so many questions and not answering any of them. Like,
yeah, like who in the heck is Zoom behind that mask, man?
Yeah, who is this guy?
Yeah,
who's the guy behind the other mask?
Who's the guy behind the other mask? That's a very good question.
Well, you know what though? But that's what's great about the show is, that's what hooks me. Little mysteries like that is what always hooks me, because damn it, I want to know. I want to know who this is. I got to keep watching, find out who this is. Maybe next week they're going to show or give us a clue, just like they did with the first season. Everybody had pretty much an idea. Harrison Wells was Zoom. I mean, not Zoom, but
the Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash. But then certain things would happen. You'd be like, oh, well, maybe he isn't. Maybe he's not. So I like the mystery behind it. I mean, I do want to know who the hell Zoom is now, and I want to know who the hell the little tapping dude with the iron mask is.
Right. Yeah, I definitely want to know who that guy is. Mike, you don't really watch The Flash on the regular, but you happen to see tonight's show. What did you think of it?
I was kind of in and out because I was doing I was working on my computer while it was on. But from the little bit that I did see, The Flash, usually I don't like comic book TV shows, like action TV shows like that, because in comparison to the movies, it just has that TV feel. It don't have that movie feel. But The Flash, the storyline seems to be pretty good. And like you guys were talking about earlier, my man in the mask, like, yeah, I really wanted to know who that was. Cisco, I know he fired off a couple of names of who it could be, and I was looking those up online. Who did you say it might be? Steven. So who is that? The guy with I think he had like a bigger Flash hat or something.
Oh, Jay
anyway.
Garrick.
Yeah, him.
You thought it would be another Jay Garrick? Well,
Well, this is just one of my little, so much shit goes through your head when you see these things. You try to come up with all these theories. But I was going off the reaction of when, he was spelling out Jay, and he was like, Jay Garrick, and he was like, yeah. And when he said that Jay Garrick wasn't here, blah, 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 I don't know if he got pissed because Jay Garrick wasn't here, or he's pissed, like, saying, no, blah, blah, blah. So one of my theories is that he's actually the actual Jay Garrick. And this Jay Garrick that's on Earth Moon right now could be somebody else. So, I don't know, because, when he came there, when he got there, he lost his powers. So he doesn't have all his powers, and the only way he's using his powers now is by using his velocity. They're up to velocity 9 now.
Right.
They finally upgraded to the actual velocity 9.
Well, here's something that Simon Says actually brought up in the chat, and it's a good thought. He thinks that the man behind I don't know if he didn't discern which one we were talking about, but he thinks that maybe the man behind the iron mask in the tapping guy could be Max Mercury. If you guys aren't familiar with Max Mercury was another speedster in the pre-New 52 days, who was also part of the Flash family. It seemed like the Flash family had like maybe 8 or 9 speedsters. It seemed like it was running through, but Max Mercury was pretty important because he was the mentor to Barry's grandson, Bart Allen, who came back from the past as Impulse, and eventually became Kid Flash and so on and so forth. But I thought that the episode itself was actually really, really, really good. Oh, it looks like we lost someone. It might have been Datakuji. He might have dropped out. Hopefully he gets to come back in.
Wasn't me, buddy.
It wasn't you? Oh,
was
it? That was Mike. Mike dropped out.
Yeah.
He'll be back. He'll join us as soon as he can.
They did say that this season was going to have more. They were going to be introducing more speedsters.
Well, yeah, and I saw the news today about a speedster named Tempest is going to be part of the show. And she's supposed to be in one of the upcoming episodes actually pretty soon. Tempest, for those of you who may not know, Tempest was in remember when Infinite Crisis happened and Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, they took a whole year off. From adventuring and superheroing or whatever. Tempest actually was one of Lex Luthor's everything, a person that he actually gave powers to. And she became very unhinged, I guess is the best way to talk about it.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah,
but I don't
it does
think
kind of
it's a
sucks.
woman.
But since they're bringing her into the show, it makes you wonder exactly what's going to happen moving forward with.
Well, you see, they showed. Did you see the picture of Trajectory?
Trajectory. I think. Oh, I'm sorry. I misspoke. Trajectory is the person I was talking about.
Okay, that's what I know. You think you was talking about it first.
Yeah. Trajectory is who I was talking about. My mistake. But yeah, they're bringing in a lot of new characters to the show. They don't seem to, at this point, have much trouble getting like working them into the show. It seems like it doesn't seem to miss a beat. I never with the Flash. I never seem to feel like it's like too much is going on. You know what I mean? Like they do a really good job of keeping it really focused on what's going on in the show.
It's just not a hodgepodge full of just stuff.
Right.
It looked
Right.
like their budget might have been up too, because next week's episode is King Shark, and
Oh yeah,
from
King
what they
King
said the
Shark.
last time, just that little scene we got at the end of King Shark, it cost a lot of money.
Hmm.
So now that there's a whole episode devoted to King Shark, so it looks like they might have got a little bit more money too.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Dadakuji, you got anything else to say about this week's episode of Flash?
Well, again, it was just a very exciting episode. I kind of enjoyed what they did with the what's her name, Killer Frost character. Even though you think that she was completely evil, you see that she is not. She's similar to her counterpart in Earth One, and still kind of has a heart. Things that kind of confuse the living crap out of me, though, is just like how Barry apparently still doesn't know the strength of his powers, or needs to be coaxed through certain things or something like that. It's kind of weird, because like he couldn't phase through the wall without a pep talk, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I guess they got to write stuff in to keep people from being too powerful, but it just like, that's kind of like poor storytelling, I guess.
That's the one part I didn't like about the episodes, when he couldn't phase through because he didn't have they have a different frequency on Earth too.
Yeah, what's that? What the heck is that? A different frequency? That doesn't make any sense.
And everything in life has a frequency, has its own frequency, and Earth 2 apparently has a different frequency on Earth. I mean, than Earth 1. So whatever he's trying to do, it doesn't mesh with the frequency on Earth. On Earth, yeah, everything he's trying to do on Earth 2 doesn't mesh, because his body is tuned to Earth 1 frequency.
I mean,
It's
I get
science,
what they're
man.
trying to do story wise, but it's still
Like
just
Neil
kinda-
deGrasse, it's science.
or aliens.
Or comics.
Yeah, comics. There you go.
I think it's science and comics.
Well, it's all sci-fi, and it all works together. And
But what I was saying about that was like, yeah, it kind of sucked how he couldn't phase through the thing, but then all of a sudden, Barry 2 gives him this inspirational speech, and then all is like, Eureka!
Yeah.
and that Barry from Earth 2, he was surprisingly very chivalrous, towards his wife. I mean, you could tell he was like the biggest coward at heart, but whenever Iris would put herself in danger, he was like, "You're my wife. I'm going with you."
Yeah,
I have to give him thumbs up for that. I have to give him thumbs up for that. Way to be a man. So, I think we're done with the Flash recap, and we're gonna move on now. We're gonna move on to something really, really fun. We're going since we didn't do an episode of Game this week. GQ was on vacation, so we were down an editor. But what we're going to do today is we're going to do Game live here on the live stream, and we've got two really good topics for you guys. But one thing we're definitely going to we're gonna do a little bit differently. And what I mean by that is we're going to have three panelists, which will be Mike, Cisco, and Dadakuji. And we are going to have them debate the topic right here live. They're gonna get a time limit, and they're gonna try and convince you guys of their stance. And I want you guys in Junkie Nation to let us know who exactly made the best argument. Sound like fun?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's
All
do
right,
it.
Let's do it. All right. So
Man, bro.
the first one we're going to do, and everyone that is not, if it's not your turn, I need you guys to turn your mics off, so whoever is arguing their point gets all the shine. So I want everyone to mute their mics right now. All the panelists, please go do that right now.
Okay.
Okay, Junkie Nation. This is what we're doing. We're going to debate two topics. The first topic we're going to debate right now. It's in the metadata of the stream right now. We're going to debate the influence Deadpool will have on Fox's future movies. Logan Troll 65, welcome to the chat. We are glad to have you. Please go ahead and hit hit that follow button on Twitch. He's coming to us from Twitch, guys. We're doing Twitch and YouTube at the same time, and we're glad to have you. So stay tuned for all the fun. So first, we're gonna debate the influence Deadpool will have on Fox's future movies. And first up, we're going to have Mike Bison argue his point. Mike, you have the floor.
Okay. I probably don't even need 3 minutes for this, man. Just
hold on
top.
1 second. 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Let me give you a time limit. You have 3 minutes to argue your point, and your 3 minutes starts now.
All right. I don't even need 3 minutes for this. I think Fox is going to continue to do the same thing that they've always been doing, which is following the dollars. You know what I'm saying? Deadpool's success, I'm going to go ahead and say that Deadpool's success is a fluke, just like Spider-Man. Spider-Man, that was Fox, right? No, that was
Spider-Man was Sony.
That was Sony, my bad. But anyway, the whole thing is, I think Fox is just going to follow the dollars like they always do. You know what I'm saying? The movies that they put out, relying on, like the last ones that they had, they pretty much just listen to the fans and follow the dollars, man. And even with Deadpool, it seemed like they was leaking footage and, rumors and stuff for quite some time, man, before they actually went on ahead and decided to do the movie. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What was another one? Yeah, I think that's it, man. They're just going to continue to just follow the dollars. They really don't have, some like new strategy like that. They're going to do the same thing they always done. And hopefully, the broke clock is right again.
The broke clock is right again. Yep. Yeah, I get you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mike, thank you for that standpoint. Next up, we're going to have the big kahuna himself. You are up to bat. What do you think the influence Deadpool will have on Fox's future movies? And here's something for you guys to kind of keep in perspective here. Will it affect it in the standpoint of, will the executives finally get out of the way, or will they just go ahead and just try and copy Deadpool and do something else? Big Kahuna, your 3 minutes starts right now.
Okay. Right now with Deadpool, this is the executives of Fox right now with Deadpool. They just seeing money. That's all they seeing right now. And with the success of Deadpool, and they see how the marketing went, and you can tell they stepped back because they gave, it seemed like Ryan Reynolds was pretty much running the show. I mean, the marketing, you can tell that was all him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're going to be trying to they're going to try to do a lot of, like, they see the rated R thing work, and they can do more with rated R. If you guys have been following the news, the rumors that the next Wolverine movie is going to be rated R.
That's Zofo over on Twitch said that very same thing.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, they're going to try, I think Wolverine's going to be the next one. They're going to make it rated R. They're going to see how that does. And I think the marketing is going to be upped a little bit too with the Wolverine movie.
Okay.
And right now, Deadpool is the cash cow right now. They see how all this stuff works. So hopefully they're going to fall back. They're going to let the producers and, whatever, do what they can and just kind of step back and, try to stay close to the source material. Hopefully Deadpool is a template for the future Fox movies. But like Mike Bison said too, it is Fox, so I don't know. I mean, we got Bryan Singer out after X-Men, so maybe we get a new producer in there. He'll be able to do something better. But yeah, that's how I feel about it right now. I think they're going to try to go that rated R route.
Okay, that's good. Now, the final one up is going to be the Great Dadakuji, and your 3 minutes, sir, start right now.
Well, let me tell you this. As we all know, Fox, the executives, they say way too much stuff that needs to be unsaid when it comes to movies. Deadpool's proven that when you get these guys who know nothing about comic books, know nothing about what fans want, who do not know their audience. Get them out the way, you get a successful movie. Will that translate into more successful movies? It's a probably. And the only reason why I say probably is because the executives, James Gunn already said that the executives are not going to see that them staying out of the way is what made this movie popular and profitable, because it was what the fans wanted. And because it was what the fans wanted, they were more prone to go see this movie and see it in droves, what they did. What's going to happen is they're going to take, it was Breaking Fourth Wall, try to throw that in there somewhere. It's not going to work for everybody. Oh, it was rated R. That might work because we hear that there's going to be a Wolverine movie. The next one might be rated R. And Wolverine is another character that deserves to have a rated R movie because
damn straight, yes, he does.
He is a violent character. And when he goes berserk or what have you, which you've not seen in any of the movies, him going berserk, shit happens. Blood's going to fly, arms are going to be, cut off, and all the other good stuff. But they might start throwing in stuff that worked for Deadpool that's not going to work for Wolverine because they're going to try to stick their noses in this stuff. Now, I realize that every company out there wants to make money. But in order to be successful and to make money, you really have to know your audience. Marvel knew their audience. That's why their movies were successful. That's why what they did, other people are trying to follow. Look at Fox. They're now trying to do their own version of a cinematic universe. And it's really going to kind of start with Deadpool and this new X-Men movie, because you hear they're going to start doing like X Factor and blah, 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 blah. If X Factor comes out of rated R and it follows what we have known and see in the comic books, then it's going to be successful. But I want to say that Fox learned a lesson, but I don't believe it at all. There's another Fan Force stick coming out, and they're probably not going to recast. Yeah, Fan Force stick. They're not going to recast. They're not going to change the story. They're not going to redo the story again, because that would probably cost them more money and anger fans. They don't know their audience, therefore they're going to fail. The reason, again, why Deadpool was successful is because Ryan Reynolds knows the audience. Ryan Reynolds knows the source material, and because those executives didn't say or do anything, it was successful because we got what we wanted. Fans got what we wanted, and we rewarded them with our money. Will they learn a lesson? No. Not at all. Fox is going to try to take this formula and they're going to screw it up. And that's basically all I got to say about that.
You hit your time perfectly, my friend. Almost right at 3 minutes on the dot. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. So we've had three different perspectives. Everybody's argued their case for the last about 9 minutes. Let's have an open discussion from you all out there in Junkie Nation and amongst the panelists themselves. I would like to bring up Daitakuji's assertion that definitely the executives will not learn their lesson from Fox. Now, Kahuna, you said something differently. You think they will learn their lesson from this, and they'll actually be able to adjust? How, do you disagree? And tell me in a manner that, or the reason why you disagree so much with what Daitakuji had to say about it.
Oh no, I don't think they learned their lesson. I think what they're going to do is they're going to try to take the template. What I said is they're going to try to take the template from Deadpool and try to apply it to these other movies. Mm-hmm. Now, like I said, like what Mike Bison said, and what Daitakuji said. They're probably not going to learn their lessons. They're probably still going to stick to their regular thing, and kind of like what you said. Also, they're going to be testing stuff like, the fourth wall worked perfectly in this one. Let's throw it in Wolverine real quick, and it's not going to work. You can't apply Deadpool stuff to another comic book because Deadpool is he's a character by himself, mm-hmm. which is another reason why the movie works. Also,
so you don't think it's possible that none of you, not anyone, three of you, you guys don't think that Fox will see the success of Deadpool and actually learn their lesson and say, okay, let's find more people that know what they're talking about, know what they're doing, and they're going to put the right people in place and finally get out of the way. Because as I said yesterday on yesterday's stream, their depiction of the X-Men to me was brilliant in Deadpool, because they treated it with respect. They actually had the costumes. They kept everything kind of the same as far as like what we remember about the characters. Yeah, Negasonic Teenage Warhead was changed a little bit, but it changed for the better. So you guys don't think that there's any possibility that that's going to happen with Fox?
Not really. I mean, seriously, most of these guys have their heads so far up their own asses because they feel that they're in power. They control big studios. They make lots of money. You know, they do all this other stuff. They don't have to listen to anybody. What they see is dollar bills, and dollar bills is being thrown at Deadpool, but they're not going to see why those dollar bills are being thrown at Deadpool. Mm-hmm. You're going to have people who are yes men, just like, oh, yes, that's a good idea. Yes, that's a good idea. They don't question these people, and that's why you get fan forcing, right?
Fan forcing.
Yeah, that's how it's going to be called. That's how they put it on the freaking box. It's going to be called fan forcing. But because that's what they see and them not knowing their audience, I mean, the biggest thing is not knowing the audience. If they understood and knew the audience, the X-Men movies of what we saw in the past would not have been what they are now. Maybe they would have had some changes here and there, but they probably would have followed the comic book a little bit closer. They would have did this. They would have did that. Mm-hmm. I can't say because I don't live in a universe where they got it right. Maybe that universe got Deadpool wrong, and then they got X-Men right. Who knows? But they're if they were to say, you know what, this is what comic book fans want. If they can say that, this is what comic book fans want. They want an accurate movie, as close to accurate as possible. Then you'll see a change. But to them, I do not think that they see that. They don't see this is what comic book fans want. They're going to see, oh, rated R movie. That's what comic book fans want. Oh, edgy character. That's what comic book fans want. Break the fourth wall. Something of the sort. They're going to friggin' misconstrue. Yeah, I can't say it that fast. But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do.
They're going to miss the whole the train on why Deadpool is successful.
Mike Bison, jump in there.
I think they see that rated R, and that's what they think is going to make it work. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, well, no, I was just going to say, look, man, Fox executives don't care about comic book fans like that. They don't care about sticking to the script. The only thing they care about is making a profit. All right? Deadpool worked. All right, look, man. Deadpool worked in this day and age to me.
Thanks for the follow.
Huh?
We got us a follow off of on Twitch based on our stream.
Oh, sweet.
Thank you.
More junkies. But yeah, man, Fox executives don't care about what you think. They're going to continue, like I said, to follow the dollars. You know what I'm saying? They did a whole bunch of tests with Deadpool. They gave him a budget. To me, they was just like, okay, let's see what he do. It worked. They're just going to apply the same principles. And if Deadpool doesn't work again, okay, they're going to apply that stuff to different movies. And if it don't work, it just don't work. They're just going to try, throwing stuff on the wall and seeing what sticks, basically. And they're going to listen to wherever people are spending their money. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about sticking to the script or any of that type of stuff, man. Okay. Deadpool just worked right now because one thing that's really hot right now, like in all the movies and TV shows, stuff like witty sarcasm, anti-intellectualism, stuff like that. And that's just what Deadpool is.
Dave Caudill in the chat on YouTube, he brought up a very good point. He said the biggest problem in Fox's upper management is they are not comic book fans. When you have asshats in control, it will always fail.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're all pretty much in agreement that Fox will not learn their lesson, and we'll have a bunch of carbon copy Deadpools out there probably within the next couple of years. Would you guys say?
Heck, yeah. I mean, freaking isn't Gambit by Fox? If Gambit comes out this year, which supposedly two websites that I saw say it's October 7th, guarantee it they're going to try to throw some kind of Deadpool-ish stuff in there. And you know that, look, I've never read a Gambit comic. I've only experienced Gambit from the X-Men cartoon from the 90s. And he's nothing like Gambit. So if that were to happen, then you know everything that we said, and James Gunn, Mike Bison, and Dave Caudill, all of them is true.
That's absolutely right.
Like I said, you can't apply Deadpool to any other character because Deadpool he's in the class by itself.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? Just real quick to piggyback off what you just said, they tried to do the same thing with Iron Man 3 and Batman 3, Rise of the Dark Knight. I mean, if you look at the movies, man, Iron Man 3 is pretty much Batman, because it's like they tried to make most of the movie about Tony Stark, just like how Batman did about Bruce Wayne, and you can't do that. Tony Stark is not Bruce Wayne. He's not as interesting, and they tried to apply the same stuff that worked with Batman and Bruce Wayne and Dark Knight Rises to Iron Man 3, and it did not work because, like I said, they're two different people. They're interesting for two different reasons.
Exactly. I can see that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that they're gonna do the same thing with Deadpool.
Okay, I think that's a wrap for this one. We're pretty much agreed that Fox is definitely not going to learn their lesson at all from what went on with Deadpool. They'll just come up with their own little spin. They'll make a carbon copy and put it up there and think that the dollars are going to roll in, and we all know that's going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, most definitely.
Okay, so we're going to move on to our second debate topic of the day, and this one's going to be just as much as fun, if not more fun.
Hold on. I just got to point out what Dave said in the stream. He said Gambit will be an action-packed Magic Mike movie.
An action-packed Magic Mike movie. That's actually pretty accurate. That's
I'm actually one that I think, man, Channing is going to be good. I think he's going to be good as Gambit. I mean, he was raised around the bayou.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he's going to be able to pick up that Cajun accent, real quick. He grew up around, just like with me in Hawaii. Most people who don't, if you've been in Hawaii, there's an accent that we use, and it's a Hawaiian Cajun accent. And
Hawaiian Cajun accent.
It's called Pigeon Talk.
Yeah, Pigeon.
Pigeon
It's called Pigeon Talk.
Yeah, I forgot. Daidakuji's been to Hawaii, so
So it's a form of like a Hawaiian Cajun kind of accent that we use. And I don't speak it. I don't have it now because I'm not around it. I don't use it. But once I go back to Hawaii, it takes about a week and a half, and I'll start talking it just like that. I'll pick it up. So, he's like I said, he grew up around the bayou. He knows the area. He knows the lifestyle, this and that. I think he's going to be doing pretty good. And then when you saw him at one of the award shows, you saw him grow all his hair. It was kind of hanging. I think it might be pretty good. But, I mean, it's Fox. And it still is Channing Tatum. So, we don't know how that's going to work. But it's just crossing my fingers. That's all I'm doing. Trying to keep hope alive.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to move to our next topic. Our next topic is going to be also a really good one. And it's something that all of you out there in Junkie Nation are probably wondering. You've probably been speculating about it since, since all these movies were announced last year or a couple of years ago. Which comic movie will take the top spot this year, and why? I want all the panelists to mute their mics right now. And I want to make sure that we get this started off right. So we're going to start off with probably the one who Junkie Nation feels won the last round, Daidakuji. Daidakuji, sir, you are up. And your 3 minutes starts now.
All right, so this is what I like to call the year of the comic books. Comic book movies, that is. We have a lot coming out. We already have Deadpool. You got next month, you got Superman versus Batman. I'm counting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because it started off as a comic book movie, and you're asking me which one is going to be the best one, and it's an extremely difficult question because Suicide Squad, I know nothing about the Suicide Squad other than the animated movie that I saw. Love the animated movie. I like the characters because bad guys sometimes trying to do good things or whatever. It looks like it's going to be a fun movie because they don't have anything to actually hold them down.
Which one is going to have the combination of money and fun?
I'm getting there.
Okay, all right.
Because this is what's going to happen, in my honest opinion. Deadpool's going to have the one that's going to be the fan favorite of this year. And that's going to be really, really, really close three-way tie with Deadpool, Captain America Civil War, and Suicide Squad.
Which one is going to take the top? Hello? Which one's going to take the top? Dakuji, you there? Hello? Did I lose you? difficulties there. My my Chrome browser crashed, so it kind of threw everything off a little bit. We're gonna get back into it real fast as soon as things load back up. Hold on 1 second. Sorry
Ken
about that.
joined the
There you
call.
go.
Yeah, my Chrome crashed.
Damn it, Chrome.
Uh,
You know what's funny is when his Chrome crashed, so did mine.
Really?
After we realized that you were gone, right
Mm-hmm.
after that, mine kicked me out, and I had to jump right back
Wow,
in.
that's weird. That's weird. We are live still, so
oh, okay.
let's.
Oh, we are?
You
Yeah,
think
we
people
are.
heard all this stuff?
It never stopped streaming. It never stopped streaming. We're back.
It's frozen, but
It's
did you
frozen. It
think they
was
heard
frozen.
us?
Nobody's saying anything in the chat.
No, they're still there. They're still
Yeah.
there.
I wonder if they were hearing us.
They might have heard. They might have heard me because I was the one streaming, but the chat dropped because Chrome crashed. So they probably heard the music that I still have playing in the background. In any
Hmm.
case, we're back live. Looks like I gotta fix something real quick.
Okay, there's
Uh,
Dave. I see Dave said something. He said Hulk is happy now.
Hulk is
Happy
happy
again.
now.
That's funny.
Yeah, because I even refreshed the page and it was still frozen on Dido and nobody said anything in chat.
Mm.
Okay. You gotta love these growing pains, right?
Yeah, pretty much, man.
Gotta
That's all
love
good.
gotta love these growing pains.
Oh, comes with the
One
territory.
second. Tell us what you had in mind as far as like I know we were missing a lot, um, missing a lot of time. So try and finish your thought real quick.
Real quick, I was basically saying Deadpool is going to be the movie that's remembered as a 2016's best comic book movie because for a lot of people, it came out of left wing. A lot of comic book fans knew it was going to be great because the person behind it was taking it serious, and he was allowed to let loose, and it turned out to be great. The movie that's probably going to make the most amount of money. I mean, granted, Deadpool is whooping everybody's asses right now. It's the biggest rated R opening since The Matrix Reloaded, if I remember correctly, and no other comic book movie that opened up in the summertime has done better for the first weekend.
Hmm.
But I still think that Civil War will take the cake for the most amount of money, mainly because it's going to be, I think, the Avengers movie that people wanted not last year, but 2014 when Age of Ultron came out, because that movie, comparative to the first one, was a little bit disappointing. So
And why
it's
do you
going to take
think
the top
Civil
spot.
War is going to take that top spot?
Mainly because of the characters. Like, why for a lot of people, they don't know the comic book. This is just something that's out there. They don't know the comic book, and they want to know, why is Captain America fighting Iron Man? Why are they getting to this fight? Where are all these comic book characters coming from? What is going on? Blah 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 blah. I'm very interested in to see what's going to happen, and being the fact that Winter Soldier was amazing. It's the best Marvel Cinematic Universe movie right now, in my
Hmm.
honest opinion, is Winter Soldier, and then Avengers is the first Avengers is the second one. And if this follows the same mold, basically the same feel as Winter
Hmm.
Soldier,
Hmm.
it's gonna take the cake.
Okay, that's fairly solid reasoning why you think it is. I'm very partial to the Marvel Cinematic Universe myself. Um, so we got you all settled. So let's hear from who do we got? We got Mike Bison. Mike Bison, why don't you go ahead and chime in and let us know which one you think is going to be uh, the best comic book movie this year, and give us your reasons why.
Okay, it's a really hard one to call, but it's pretty much Deadpool versus Batman versus Superman, in my opinion. I'm thinking Deadpool is gonna take it because he got so well accepted, and he just killed the box office or whatever. Batman versus Superman has a really good chance because of who's in it, as far as Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, because young people are familiar with them, old people are familiar with them. If the story is good, if they pull a good story off, then like it'll smash the box office, man. But it's really hard to call how that's gonna go. But if I had to pick one, I gotta say it's Deadpool, man. He's killing the box office, and it was a good movie, and everyone is loving him right now.
And you
And I
honestly
can't
think
see any of them. I can't see any other of the movies doing that well.
now? Do you think Deadpool is going to benefit from that word of mouth because it being an R-rated superhero movie, right? All the
Hmm.
kids that have been kind of blocked from seeing Deadpool. When we were kids, if we were blocked from seeing something, that just made us want to see it more. So,
Exactly. You said it.
so I mean, if you got that going on for you, and
Hmm.
Deadpool builds this word of mouth, and everybody's talking about it. It did so well. It's funny. It broke the fourth wall. It did all these other kind of things. And do you think that it might be a reason why it will definitely carry through, and maybe it will really be able to compete, big time box office wise with the other two?
Yeah, man. Like I said, like everyone is taking the Deadpool right there. Deadpool is perfect for this generation. You know what I'm saying? Two things just off the top. Uh, Witty sarcasm,
Mm-hmm.
like that's what everyone is into now, and anti-intellectualism.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just makes for a great character like that, and Deadpool fits that so well.
Anti-intellectualism in the vein of that is just stupid just to be stupid.
Exactly, just stupid, just to be stupid.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The smart remarks, and like I said, all the witty stuff, and that's what's hot right now.
Right. Right. Okay. It's fairly good reasoning, and I can't knock you for it. They're all very sound. So finally, we have the big Kahuna, and he's going to talk about what he thinks is going to be the number one comic book movie and why. Big Kahuna, you got the stage. Unfortunately, I can't give you a timer right now, but Keep it short. Keep it 3 minutes. What do you think is
Okay.
going to be the best one?
This is for me. This is pretty. It's hard to give a one. Just give you one thing.
Hmm.
Like my Bison said, when when a year is over, and you're gonna ask people what was the best comic book movie of the year, I think the majority is gonna be Deadpool.
Hmm.
It did great in the box office. Everybody liked it. I mean, this is one of the first comic book movies that I couldn't really find nothing wrong besides Winter Soldier.
Hmm.
Couldn't really find nothing wrong with it. I mean, it was just everything was just on point. Everything was just awesome. I don't have nothing bad to say about it at all.
But
Now, when we come to what I want to say, we come to the numbers game. I think it's going to be Batman versus Superman. Now, okay, when we go into the movie, no one's going to know what the story is, how the story is going to unfold, whether it's going to be a good storytelling or not. All everybody knows, this is Batman, this is Superman, this is Wonder Woman,
hmm
this is the Trinity. This is what everybody knows. From the old generation to the new generation, everybody know who these people are, and they're going to be all in one movie. Three iconic superheroes in one movie. This is what people have been waiting for forever. So whether like I said, we don't know what the storyline is going to be or how it's going to be. All we know is that we're going to go see this movie. Now, people like us, we dissected trailers, this and that.
hmm
We're kind of iffy about it right now from what they've shown us,
hmm
but we're still going to go see it.
Oh,
We're not
certainly.
maybe we're not probably all excited like we were for Deadpool, but we're still going to see it just like everybody else. And like what he said about the kids too. This is also people going to be able to take their kids to see it. So that's
Hmm.
even more revenue than just imagine if a lot of kids could have went and saw Deadpool.
Right.
That'd have been even more money on there. So for me the answer I have, it's a two-part answer for me. One is what's the best comic book movie of the year? I say Deadpool. The most money for me out of everything is going to be, I think it's going to be Batman versus Superman. I
But you
mean,
still think overall is going to be Batman versus Superman is going to be number one.
as for see, that's what I'm saying. I can't,
I
I'm
love
not,
putting you in these
I'm not.
corners, man. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, yeah, it's putting me in the corner, and it's like it's hard for me to answer. And I'm not taking Civil War too. I don't mean to leave Civil War out at all because I think Civil War is going to be awesome, and that's going to
Hmm.
make a lot of money too. I think my train of thought is probably more towards the money, the box office numbers. And
Hmm.
for me, the box office numbers is going to go towards Batman versus Superman.
Okay, now I have to throw this at you.
All right.
Do you think Batman Superman might take second place because there's certain elements out there that find it that I was reading a report on Screen Rant that based on my report from yesterday when I was talking about how Warner Brothers is worried about the reception of this movie because now in the Screen Rant report they said that there's factions out there and I've been one of them to accuse them of this that perhaps it's not going to perform very well because it's too dark and they take themselves way too seriously. Do you think it's going to take second place because of that?
Not necessarily, because when you talk about these people who are saying that, these are the these are the comic book fans.
Hmm.
There's a lot of people that just aren't they're not big comic book fans at all. All they know is Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman.
Hmm.
When I look at the trailer and I look at these comments, you see so many people. Oh my God, this is gonna be the best movie ever. This trailer was so epic. It's
Hmm.
referring to the second trailer. And most of us know that second trailer was, but there's so many people praising it. It's just because they're not really comic book, aficionados. They don't dive into the comic book culture like
Hmm.
we do.
Well, of course.
So to them, it's just Batman, Superman. This is all that's in their head. So this is all their tunnel vision. That's all they see. That's all they go. That's all they want to see. Whatever they see on the screen is probably going to be amazing to them because they don't know too much about the actual source material. They just know, the pop culture part of Batman versus Superman.
And you think that's going to be enough to carry the day and make it still be number one? Is just because they're the icons. It didn't seem to work too well for Man of Steel. Man of Steel, by some estimations, underperformed.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, but you see the way DC works. Superman is not, even though Superman is this huge iconic thing. Superman is not as marketable as Batman. We've seen there's umpteen movies of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
We've only got a couple of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Batman is always going to be more. Superman is not as marketable for some reason. I mean, I don't know. I'm a Superman fan, so to me, it's crazy.
Hurts my heart too, man. Hurts my heart
Yeah,
too.
yeah, it hurts my heart to think that Superman not being as marketable as Batman.
Right.
But whatever, like I said in the last stream, Batman, he has the suits, he has the tech. He's a regular guy who can just scrap. He his regular self, Bruce Wayne. He's a suave playboy, rich dude. Blah blah blah. Some
Ikani
people
X
think they
Gamer
can
12, welcome to the
they
chat.
can relate to that. They can't relate to Superman. The
Thanks for the
guy from
follow,
another
sir.
planet flying around and you know being pretty much a godlike powers or whatever like that. So
Yeah.
it's
Now,
gonna be I don't know,
uh,
man. Like I said, for me, it's not just it's a two-part kind of answer.
okay, well, Junkie Nation, we've heard from all of them, and I'll throw in my piece here as now. But here's the time we need to hear from you. Which one do you think is going to be the best comic book movie of this year? For my money, from Kahuna's standpoint, I understand the difficulty of choosing between the two of them because it's hard. I mean, excuse me, it's hard to choose between any of them because there's so much out there for us to see. There's so much there for us to really get into and like. As far as the hype train goes, uh, I know Batman vs Superman is pushing it hard. It's like it. I don't want to say it seems like every single week there's like a new TV spot or there's like a new trailer. The hype train for that seems to be like a locomotive running away. Civil War by comparison is kind of like taking its time. It's pacing itself because Marvel knows that they've got the lead. They don't have to prove themselves to anybody. Um, and they can take their time. They're kind of they're in the lead. They know they don't need to push or reveal too much. That's why we haven't even seen anything about the webbed wall crawler that's supposed to be in there too. They don't need to show him. They know that. Whereas DC, they kind of felt like they needed to show as much as they could to really keep building interest in this thing. Uh, Derconic Bubbles, thank you for joining the chat. Tell me what you think is going to be the best. Um, Tell me what you think is going to be the best comic book movie of this year. Getting to my point, as much as I love Deadpool, Deadpool was great. Deadpool was absolutely fantastic. But for my money, it's going to be this movie right here. It's going to be Civil War. I'm sorry, Civil War is going to take the top spot because Marvel basically they haven't revealed everything. They're holding an ace up their sleeve. They have Captain America. They have Iron Man facing off each other. And that's an iconic fight in itself compared to Batman and Superman. Yeah, it's probably not as big, but for today's day and age, it's about as big as it gets. Seeing Iron Man and Captain America, who've been comrades for the last, from what we've seen, the last 4 or 5 years, they've been Avengers together. They've been through thick and thin. They've faced world invasions. They've taken world domination. World destruction. They faced it all together, and now they're going to be at odds with each other. And then on top of that, you're going to throw in, characters like the Vision. You're going to throw in Scarlet Witch. You're going to throw in Falcon. You're going to throw in I forget what War Machine's new name is going to be now, but they're also going to have the Black Panther in there. I mean, dude, that's going to be fantastic. I mean, I can't wait to see that. And I think for money wise, and on top of being the best movie out there, it's gonna be Civil War. It's gonna be Civil War. I just really think it's gonna be Civil War. I really do. I really do. Does
Okay,
anybody else in Junkie Nation think that is gonna be do that? Oh,
let me
Dave
chime in on
Calder
that.
brought up a very good point. Whichever movie pulls off the biggest WTF moment is definitely going to win this. Thanks for that, Dave, from YouTube. I appreciate that because that's a very good point. You were right. Does
Yeah,
anybody else got anything to say about it?
what I'm I'll put another thing in here. Um, As far as see now, me answering that question, it was more. It's I'm answering that as far as if you were to ask the general public on what's going to be this and that, this and that. Now, my personal, as far as just me, what I think is going to be my personal favorite. My personal favorite is I'm going to have to go with Keenan. It's probably going to be Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Next to Deadpool, I mean Deadpool is my favorite so far, but we got all these other ones. My personal favorite that I'm rooting for, that I think is going to be the best comic book movie of the year, is going to be Civil War,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the Suicide Squad is going to be the sleeper.
I can see that. I can see that.
Doc Strange for the win.
Doc Strange for the win. I mean,
I'm
all
very
kidding
interested in
aside,
seeing Doctor Strange though, because
yeah,
I'm a fan of Cumberbatch,
yeah.
or you know what my porno name for him, Cumbersnatch. But um, I'm interested in that movie. I really want to see how they're going to pull this off because a lot of people don't know about Doctor Strange at all.
No, they don't.
I don't know a whole lot. I remember reading him a little bit, but I can't remember full storylines or anything like that.
Oh, me
So that's
either.
going to be very interesting.
Me either. But honestly, if there's anything that Marvel has done, they've been able to make us believe in the impossible as far as like taking C-list characters and making them household names. Look at Guardians of the Galaxy. Look at Iron Man. Iron Man was B-list, but man, he's a household name now. Captain America is the same thing. Captain America kind of was in the same boat as as Superman at one point. He's the upstanding Boy Scout, but when Marvel got to him and they showed him that he's not necessarily a Boy Scout, he's just a man with the ability to do the right thing at the right time. Hey, it works, man. And like Daitakuji said, Winter Soldier, the best Marvel Cinematic movie I've seen so far, without question. Without
Yeah,
question.
and then when you see
I agree.
how the storyline is going with Civil War,
Mhm.
you're seeing Captain America switching his views.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's what's making it awesome also about
Yeah,
Captain
to not
America.
to not blindly follow orders and really start to think of him for himself and say that, hey, maybe what I'm being told really isn't the truth. Maybe I really need to kind of think for myself here and follow my own path, and that's where we are in Civil War, and honestly I can't wait to get to it. So anyway, Ducky Nation, we are out of time. We're actually over time. Usually we'll end up
Right.
going only to 11 o'clock, but we ended up going over because of those technical difficulties. But definitely come, thank you for the show, everybody. It's been great. We're gonna work out the kinks and make sure that this thing runs really, really smooth. So be back here tomorrow at 10 p.m. We're gonna do another great show, and follow us on Twitter and find us on Facebook, the Facebook fan page. That's where we're going to do the rundown of what we're going to cover today. And make sure you tell all your friends about the stream, how much fun you had, and make sure you come on back. So for the great Datakuji, for the Big Kahuna, for Mike Bison over there, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right.
Good night,
Peace out,
everybody.
y'all.